Hey there, this is Elias Whitfield, and this is the Freedom in Leaving podcast, where I talk about what it really takes to build a life somewhere else. Black gay men. We travel fearless, but careful. One thing about gay men, we love to travel. We love to travel internationally. Call it a stereotype, but it's my own personal experience and that of my gay friends. Fortunately, we do have the flexibility a lot of people don't. Higher income for many of us, few of us with kids at home, and some of us, we really know how to budget money a little bit better than others. Bottom line, we travel, and black gay men are no different. I proudly say that we are fearless, but we also have to be careful, very careful. Every few weeks, I read online about incidents of either anti-gay or anti-blackness happening in other countries, resulting in targeted kidnappings and robberies or murder. And as black gay men, we must fine-tune our travel instinct even further than others. For us, we have to find the parts of the world that are black-friendly, black American-friendly, before we even reach the LGBT consideration. We cannot just blindly buy a ticket to some faraway place we've only seen in the movies and not expect to get a head scratch or a double take when we land. Now, we've seen the videos and personal accounts from online influencers. It happens in China. It happens in Eastern Europe. Some people are curious about our skin color, while some people are angry about it. Some people just want to reach out and touch our hair, like we're in some sort of an exhibit. All of this is pretty well documented. But first, let's rewind. Before we even get out of the country, we must navigate the racism at the airport. If you're black and sit in first class, then watch what happens. Either the flight attendant questions your seat assignment, or it's the Karen or Ken sitting next to you who cannot fathom that a black person paid for such a premium seat. And still, you may or may not get the best service after all that. And once we do arrive to our destination, we must navigate the country itself. Now, here's the background story. There are people in this world who absolutely hate us simply because of how we are shown to them through the media. They perceive and think of us the way American media has taught the world actually to think of us. Poor, violent. Everybody's rapping on the street. That image gets exported 10 years before we even or ever walk into a hotel or a restaurant or a conference room in Shanghai or Brussels. You see, America's greatest export isn't a physical product. It's entertainment. And entertainment at its core is propaganda. It writes the story. It writes the story about who you are and what you are and what you're doing, what your intent is, long before you even say a word. As a result, black people, and more specifically, black LGBT people, must be precisely more attuned when we travel abroad. And as we navigate this planet, remember that we are citizens of this world. So here's what I actually do. For me, this is where I excel, actually. I start my research several months in advance. You see, I'm a planner, project manager, financial analyst by trade. So I'm always crunching numbers, always looking backwards, trying to work my way forward to where I want to be. So, months before a trip, I researched the blackness of the place. The black American, then the LGBT perception and reception. And finally, and most importantly, the black LGBT perception and reception, which is in its own way a separate thing entirely. I look for the neighborhoods that are diverse enough that I can find myself in them. I look for black-owned shops and restaurants and businesses. A gold star if they are also black and LGBT owned. I'll frequent the LGBT spots as well, but I don't patronize every LGBT-owned business blindly. You see, sadly, racism is still alive and well, even within the LGBT community. That's exactly why we have our own separate bars, our own clubs, and our own prides. There are violently racist white and Latin people inside the community as well, and I stay very mindful of that. So then I move on and I check the apps, not just to meet someone, but to learn who people are, what they're like, and their culture and language around it. My partner and I, we use it as a tool to get to know the natives. I'll find WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups, Facebook communities, social media all together. And then sometimes we will meet for coffee and sometimes we won't. Either way, I know something about the country before I arrive there directly from the native's mouth. We plan our itineraries carefully too, but never too carefully that we forget to have fun. We get up early, we eat, we're out the door for most of the day, and we definitely don't chase the nightlife either, like other people who are hungover till past noon the next day. That's not us. We are consummate planners of our time, energy, money, and efforts in every country that we visit. And so I strongly encourage every Black LGBT person, as they potentially step into this new expat wave that's happening, that's attracting so many Black Americans, to do the same. See your trips as more than just fun, more than just nightlife and food and whoever you might meet. See them as a chance to actually understand culture, a history, a country, and to test whether or not it's someplace you might want to live part-time or full-time. As here in America, it's becoming very uncomfortable for Black folks, myself included, and that's why my partner and I are leaving. I'm sure you're probably thinking, that's way too much work. Just go and have fun. You will always find trouble if you go looking for it. But here's where you're wrong about that. We need to stop calling these trips vacations and start calling them for what they really are. They're scouting trips. Every cruise, every long weekend, every 2-week trip, not simple vacations or holidays anymore. We can't afford that type of naivety anymore. We have to pay very, very close attention to how America is evolving, to which party has seized power and refuses to let go, especially when that grip keeps landing the hardest on Black and brown communities. We can't just tell ourselves, oh, we'll wait it out to the next election cycle. No. Doors of progress have already been slammed shut and won't open back up easily. Precedents have been overturned, restrictions rolled back, corporations and universities walking back the DEI progress and the research funding that actually serves all of us. And all of this is happening against a backdrop of a sea of white, Latin, Asian, women, and even LGBT counterparts cheering all of it on, even if it means they too are negatively impacted by all of it. Just as long as they feel Black folks are getting punished somehow, or somehow having something being taken from them. In their minds, it's all worth it, even if that chaos and turmoil also lands on their front step. Hear me clearly. We can no longer be naive or shy about how we show up in the world, because people will judge the next Black person, the next Black LGBT person, by how we behaved first. We walk in the footsteps of everyone who came before us, and we lay down those footsteps for everyone else who comes after. So we can either pull up people who look like us, or we can knock them down simply by how we carry ourselves abroad. We are global citizens, whether we've claimed it yet or not, and every leisure trip is a chance to be an ambassador, whether we've asked for that role or not. Hence the Black LGBT travel movement, Blacksit Global, the Black diaspora, Leave in America, whatever term you want to use. This is indeed the new Great Migration. And it's happening right now around the world. So get your passport. Push your friends to get theirs, especially your Black LGBT friends. And yes, I already know those excuses: no money, no time off. But the rhetoric and the violence towards Black folks in America is real, y'all. The disappearances, the lynching deaths ruled as a suicide that just don't add up and keep happening. And then it suddenly hits you. You realize that your passport becomes the figurative and literal way out. Your only way out. So let all the people who stayed home during the last 2024 election, voted for the Orange Menace and his minions, voted third party or similarly in prior elections, and who criticized every leader trying to do right, let them keep fighting for their lives while you take your resources and leave. You are a global ambassador. Embrace it. Wherever in the world you land, embrace that fact. And that is it for this one. If I hit something in you and you want to reach out, please do. And if you want to order or read my book, The Freedom in Leaving, links are in the bio. The book is being released in October 2026, but there are plenty of podcasts and essays and video for you to read upon, feast upon until then. My website is thefreedominleaving.com. Again, thefreedominleaving.com. And also, touch back here again pretty soon for more podcasts at my Substack.